Why?
Why?
Why did Jesus come to earth?
Why forsake the majesty and fellowship of heaven?
Exchanging a palace for a stable,
Immortal comforts for a feeding trough.
and robes of glory for the feeble body of an infant.
An unparalleled irony, this supreme unrivaled nobility experiencing absolute and total humility.
Our sovereign God, Emmanuel, as a baby.
He didn't come to heap shame upon sinners, or to judge and cast out the impious, but to break bread with those called unrighteous.
He didn't come to illuminate every mystery of the cosmos or to enlighten the intellectual, but to fulfill the testimony of prophets clothed in rags.
He didn't come to elevate a single nation or to advocate a particular political affiliation. He came because he saw you, broken, in need of salvation.
He saw you lost and abandoned, crying out, surrounded by deaf ears, fighting through the tears, but beaten down by the torments of this world.
And unable to bear your distress, he renounced his eternal throne,
Walked the earth,
bore the stripes,
accepted the nails,
and gave up his last breath,
so that you could receive the breath of life. Our God,
our holy, infinite God,
beheld your pain
perceived your heart,
and determined that your soul was worth dying for.
from the manger to the cross to the empty tomb.
It is all a story of profound love, of a Savior who rescued his children from darkness,
Of a blameless king who declared that no sacrifice was too great for the sake of his beloved creation.
Why did Jesus come to earth?
He came for you.
It's not a performance. Almighty God, you know be my Lord. You know be my Lord.
In the mountains on a Sabbath night, wrapped in scarves, tired and lonely, in a stable rough, the hope of the world was born. The door ajar, the animals lowing, the angels were blowing their horns. The prophets tell of a baby is born to save us, and the world will know his name, King Jesus. But pause. Let's rewind. Let's go back in time. In cosmic series of events, God fashioned the foundations of the earth. He drew open the heavens curtain and flexed his vocal cords to form the very first words recorded. Let there be light. And there was light. Everything was beautiful and bright. God spoke into existence that everything ever created and was consistent of anything. God, the maker and the giver of life in any and every form, in substance seen, the unseen, the touched, the untouched, thoughts, emotions, love, and the vast oceans, and out of them all, his most amazingly unique creation, a man and a woman. He formed them out of the dust of the ground and breathed in them his breath, giving them the most beautiful gift, life. But not long after the goodness of God was on display, the good was now distorted. The beauty of light was now covered with dark of doubt which had crept into the man's heart. What seemed inseparable was now divided. The gap so vast between a holy God and a broken man, there was now a hole within a man's heart, and a void which was to cause the pain within our lives, the brokenness within each man's heart. The unseen, the unspoken, the unheard depravity. So in order to mend what had been broken, something radical had to happen. The prophets had spoken about this Messiah, would take away the sins of the world. You see, Christmas isn't simply about the birth, it's about the coming of our Messiah. It's more than just a nativity scene, the fulfillment of all the Old Testament prophecies, the promise of the suffering servant and all his accomplishments, the second person of Trinity, the image of the invisible deity, the radiance of God the Father's fame, holy but restrained his humanness to empathize with our pain. Christmas means nothing without the reminder of a wretched sinner being made righteous by the wounds of the risen King. Christmas is a reminder to every believing heart of what God has done, and an invitation to every doubting heart. To every heart that has doubted the love of the perfect Father. This Father spared no expense, ignored our required recompense, and gave his Son as a payment. Christ started in a cradle, took upon himself the cross to finally be bestowed the crown of glory, and has secured our salvation, identity, and has made us right with the Father. The void no longer exists. The communion is now restored, the relationship now reconciled. So rejoice, rejoice all the people of the earth, for our security lies not in the rulers of the world, but in the King of Kings and his kingdom. This world is a restless place, but Jesus offers peace, everlasting peace. And that is Christmas.